about banging over 1,000 pips to the downside. Okay, we'll be swinging this trade all the way to the downside for the bearishness. Okay, so my FX right here. Welcome back to my channel, the Prophetic Analyst. And this week we are gonna do our normal weekly market forecast for the week of the 18th to the 22nd of March. So which I am going to show you guys how areas in which you can make entries and exit on the chart, okay, which you can catch over 1,000 pips in just few trades or some single trades. Okay, so without further ado, we start from with our fundamentals, okay, to know the high impact units, which are the red folders that we should be expecting for the pace. Okay, so on Monday we don't have red folders. On Tuesday we have some folders there for JPY. Wednesday we have FOMC for the USD, CPI for GDP, and Thursday we have Eurusd, GDP, USD, unemployment claims, and several other red folders day. Friday we have some red folders day. So you have to, the essence of looking at your fundamentals for me as a swing trader is to know when I'm expecting volatility in the market. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into the chart to see how we can utilize this in our technicals and make good use of it. Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with the DXY. Okay, for DXY, you guys can see DXY will be for like 4 weeks now. We have been predicting DXY into precision of the directional bias and the move on DXY. Okay, so for last week or 2 weeks ago, we were looking for this bearishness, and last week we were looking for a buy sell scenario. Okay, so fortunately price has been buying all through the week. Okay, so probably for this week we'll have a little bit of sells, a little bit of buys before the sales retracement. Okay, so for last week, if you had watch our YouTube video which was being posted, you see how we had analyzed this bullishness on DXY, how we predicted it into precision. So if you missed the video, you think we are capping, here is the video. Snake zone, which I had already marked out. Okay, so we'll be expecting price to get into that zone, okay, to get into this zone and drop all the way to the downside. So that means if price has to reverse all the way back here, we may be having more of bullishness on the dollar. Okay, more of bullish trend on the dollar for the week, and before we may have this bigger move, which is the bearishness to the downside. So I'll keep it at that. Okay, I'll keep it at that. So for this week, we should bear in mind that price is more like a buy sell. Okay, welcome back. I hope you can see how we were able to predict the dollar index DXY into precision. We were looking for a buy to sell scenario for price to come into this first area and then a retracement to the downside, which we actually had a little retracement, but we also had a second zone too, which price is still heading there. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to extend this to this side. So for last week we were expecting price to continue pushing up to the upside. Why is this so? It's because of the imbalances we saw at this area, and we're looking for some more push for price to the upside. Okay, so we were looking for a buy to sell scenario, but price did not finish its bullishness as at last week, so that's why it's going to continue. So what I'm going to do this week, I'll plot my trend line. Okay, I'll plot my trend line like so. Let me keep it that way, or should I do it this way? I'll plot my trend line like so. So I'll be expecting price to push into the zone. Okay, let me bring this here. I'll be expecting price to push into this zone. That will be a little buy retracement or buy continuation in this case for the DXY, and a push continuations to the downside. At least our first target should be our 103 zone, okay, before we can go all the way to the 100% retracement level, which is the 102 area, which is this support down here. Okay, so we'll be looking for sales retracement either from this zone. Okay, so if this zone does not play out, okay, the next zone that we'll be looking out for is this overall highs. Okay, for price to come into that overall high, okay, to come into that overall high and push continuations all the way to the downside. Okay, so that's for actually for the sell scenarios. But what if price does not wish to buy, okay, sell rather, and we're looking for sell for buys in this case? So I will only be interested in buys on the DXY if price is able to clear these highs, okay, and it retails there. Then we can look for buy continuations to the upside. Okay, but the buy continuations will only be when price is able to clear the size. Anything except that, we won't be interested in trading the buys. Okay, so these are actually the two zones. Okay, the 103 area to the downside, or the 104 area to the downside. So why we normally trade the DXY or look forward for movement on the DXY, which is the dollar index, is to use it to gauge the price average index for other quote space, okay, which the DXY or the dollar is being paid or traded against. So up next is gold, okay, XAUSD. For gold last week, you guys saw how we were able to predict gold into precision, and if you can see, gold has been on a very nice uptrend, okay, for the longest of time, since 2020 till date. Okay, gold has been on an uptrend and it has been rejecting off the zones. Okay, let me put that line back. Gold has been rejecting off the zones. So this has been the first time gold has been able to break out of that zone and close, and we are having a body close. Okay, although the monthly time frame has not closed yet, but hopefully we believe that either which way there will be a body close. Maybe we may have some little retracements to halfway, okay, but there will be a body close for this month for gold. Okay, so now we have gold breaking out, a pure breakout on gold for the higher time frame. We go to our weekly time frame. You can see gold has been has closed bullish out of this zone. Okay, so we already have a clear bullish closing on the weekly time frame out of this zone, and you can see price has been on a massive push to the upside, and which this is not how price moves. Price moves in the range. So although the bigger picture for gold would be gold to coming back into the 2087 area to the upside, or the 2059 area to the upside, but that will actually take some time. It may take a week or two or even longer. Okay, but so how can we trade as for next week? Okay, where are the possible areas? All right, for last week you guys saw how we were able to predict some bearish retracement. Price was somewhere around here. We were able to predict the bearish retracement on gold all the way to the downside. We went all the way to our 15-minute time frame. Okay, we saw some chart pattern which even it wasn't that confirmed as at then. Okay, so these were the zones we were looking out for price to come give us a chart pattern like a head and shoulder, and price did that. Okay, and then we started trading our sales all the way to the downside. Okay, so for this new week, signals were also being taken and sent to the Telegram community, which I'm going to add somewhere around in this video for you guys to see. Okay, then if you did not watch the video for last week, or you did not see how we had predicted gold into precision, the bearishness into precision, here is the video. Okay, so this would be the two areas that I'll be looking out for sales. Okay, price coming to the 2181, okay, 2181 zone, and a push down to the downside, or price, if price is able to push all the way to that downside there, okay, price should clear the support and we can add more entries on the 69 area and then push continuations to the downside, at least to where we have this black line, which is the 2048. Okay, which is the 2048 area, and a more push to the downside. So for next week, okay, welcome back. I hope you saw how we were able to predict the gold bearishness for last week into precision. This is you having the right knowledge and doing the right things, having the right confirmation. Okay, so if you want to trade the way that we do, okay, you can click on the link on the description to join our mentorship, okay, to also get our strategy and learn to trade how we do trade, okay, so that you can be profitable for yourself and have set rules on how you can place trades and make money for yourself. You can see we are about banging over 1,000 pips to the downside. Okay, we'll be swinging this trade all the way to the downside for the bearishness. Okay, so for this week, we were looking for price to come in here, which price has actually done that. So what I will do, I will just have to highlight this from the 4-hour time frame, okay, so that it will only show on the weekly and monthly time frame. So where is the next zone? Okay, so I'm going to mark out my next zone. I'm going to mark out my next zone in which I'm expecting gold. I'm expecting gold to break out of. Okay, so this is my next zone in which I'm expecting gold to break out of. So when there is a pure breakout of this area, when gold, so all we'll be looking for gold to do is price to break out of this area, a retest and a push continuations to the downside. At least we can target the support level of the one. Okay, first we can target the support level here. I'll put a line right there. We can target that support level like so, and then we can go all the way to the downside, okay, of the 2088 area. Okay, so for next week we'll be looking for some bearishness or more bearishness on gold all the way to the downside. So that's it for gold for this week. Okay, and up next is a Euro USD. For Euro USD, last week you guys saw how we were able to predict a Euro USD into precision. We were looking for what? For a sell buy scenario. Okay, so for most of last week price was still bearish, although when price came to this zone in which we had anticipated price to also reverse a little bit, price had also gave us that retracement. So either which way, if you were trading the sales from our signals, you would have made money. If you were also looking out for these zones to trade the buys, you would have also made money, a lot of money in the process. Okay, so if you did not watch last week video, I think you are capping, you did not see how it will react. Okay, push a sell buy scenario here. We should be expecting a deeper retracement into this other zone. Okay, our zone of the 1.08600 area. Okay, so we should be expecting price to move either from those zones. So that would be like a sell buy scenario. Okay, so mark this. Okay, welcome back. I hope you saw how we were able to predict Euro USD into precision as for last week. So looking at this week, okay, Euro USD will be looking for bullish continuations. Okay, all right, but we may have some little sell retracement. If you can see our trend line that has been plotted here, price we have first touch, second touch, so we already have a third touch around this zone, but I don't really think price would just fly from this area. But if price does, okay, so this will be what we'll be looking for, price to on that area and a push continuations to at least 100% of this area. So I'll take this off like so. So we'll put a line here. So we'll be expecting price to go at least to the 1.095 area. Okay, so from this area, band you, these are like zones. Okay, so price could still retrace a little bit into this area so that it can rhyme with this resistance being turned support now and a push continuations all the way to the upside. So that's our bullish, more of our bullish scenarios for next week on Euro USD, and we would only be interested in the buys when price is able to clear these highs. Okay, when price is able to clear these highs, we will wait for a break, a retest, and a push continuations to the upside. Okay, that's only when we'll also take buys. Okay, so we'll be looking for more bullish continuations on Euro USD except sells. Okay, we will only look for the sells if price breaks below here. If price breaks below here, we can go for a break, retest, and a push continuations to 1.08, the 1.08 area for next week. But if you may ask me, I would actually prefer to go for the upside. Okay, so that's it for Euro USD, guys. Up next is GBP USD. Yeah, for GBP USD, same thing. Last week was an awesome week for us. You guys saw how we did the prediction. We analyzed that price will do what price it's going to for next week is going to be a sell buy scenario. Okay, we even had some market forecast or weekly market forecast with our mentees on our free Telegram community, which I had analyzed this bearishness with them. That's why you're seeing this. Okay, so a lot of them also made money from taking the signals from here. So we'll go to our daily time frame because those time frame is quite noisy, the 4 hour. So we'll be looking for price to come into this zone. I'll bring this into here like so. All right, I'll bring it in today like so. So we'll be looking for price to come into the 1.27 area and the push continuations to the upside. So I'll mark out, at least you target this next level of the 128 area, okay, all the way to the upside. Okay, so those are the zones that we'll be looking out for. If price fails to react off this area, the next area in which we'll be looking out for is our 1.261 area all the way to the upside. Okay, so these are actually the zones that I'll be expecting bullishness continuations for the for GDP USD for next week. Okay, up next is USDJPY. USDJPY, you guys saw how for last week was an awesome trade that we had for Euro USD. GDP USD was actually analyzed, that we took signals were also being sent to our free Telegram community, and USDJPY and AUDUSD. Okay, so for USDJPY, okay, I told you guys last week, let's go to our 4-hour time frame so that you could see those zones real good. So on our 4-hour time frame, you guys can still remember the zones in which we were looking for. What I said, that we'll be expecting what some buy sell scenarios for USDJPY for the coming week. Okay, so which is what we actually had. Okay, we had more of the buys and price kept on buying into the zones that we had marked out. Okay, and you can even see how we took opportunities on the USDJPY, which signals were also being sent on the group. So if you're not on the group, click on the link on the description, and if you're watching this video till this moment, please do what to smash the subscribe button, like, share, and drop a nice comment on the comment section. Okay, so for if you did not watch last week's video or see how the video played out, or you think we are capping, here is the video. You looking at this means that if price has to come to this area, that means price would be bullish all the way to that area. So that makes it a buy sell scenario. Okay, which if you had to choose either side, I would love more of the sales. Okay, but price has to buy, which is actually a retracement. Welcome back. I hope you guys saw how we were able to predict USDJPY into precision. So for this week, we'll still be expecting some little buy sell scenarios. Okay, a little bit of more retracement properly into the zone. Okay, into that zone, and a push continuations all the way to the downside. Okay, but one zone after the other, we could target this phase zone first, then we could go for the next zone of the 147 area. Okay, so one zone after the other. So we'll be looking forward for a little bit of buy sell scenario for this week. Okay, more retracement into the zone, more retracement into the 149 area, and a push down to the downside. If price fails to react off this area, okay, I'll take this off because that one is bygone. Okay, if price fails to react off that area, the next zone we should be seeing is these highs. Okay, price could still push into these highs of the 150 area and a push continuations to the downside. So that's what we'll be looking out for on USDJPY. And if you look at your weekly and your monthly time frame, okay, let's go to our weekly time frame. You see that price has been moving on an uptrend, guys. Price has been moving on an uptrend. Let's go to our daily time frame. You see price created some imbalances here, which was one of those reasons and other confirmations I had on price coming back to the support and filling in all these imbalances before price will continue all the way to the downside. Okay, so that's it for USDJPY. Up next, last but not the least, AUDUSD. Okay, for AUDUSD, let's go to our 4-hour time frame. Okay, our 4-hour time frame. Last week we were looking for what, for a sell buy scenario. Okay, so price has been selling into the zones that we were looking out for. Okay, price has been selling into the zones. I'll extend this a little bit. I'll take this out. Okay, so we're looking for price for a sell buy scenario on AUDUSD, just like Euro USD and the rest. Like you guys know, these pairs are actually correlated to each other. Okay, so if you are looking for sales on Euro USD, there are higher tendencies that AUDUSD also would be selling. Okay, so although we did not take trades for AUDUSD last week, but AUDUSD also played out just as we analyzed and predicted. If you missed last week's video, or you think you're capping and you did not see how this had played out, here is the video. But our next second zone, which will really make sense and would be nice for price to come into, is this zone of the 0.656 area, and a push continuations to the upside. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that price will do what? Will be bearish before the bullish continuations, which the bullishness is the actual bigger picture. Okay, welcome back. So I hope you guys can see how we were able to predict AUDUSD into precision. So for this week, we will be looking out for two zones. Okay, we'll be looking out for two zones, and on AUDUSD, we're looking for price is already on one of the zones. Okay, price to react from this zone and the push continuations to the upside, at least to the 100% retracement level. Okay, to the 100% retracement level of 0.6644 area. Okay, if price fails to react off this area, the next zone we'll be looking out for is our 0.6531 area all the way to the upside. Okay, so we'll be expecting price to come into either of these zones and a push continuations to the upside for AUDUSD this week. Okay, and if you look at the higher time frame, you guys can see that I think price is more like trying to form what? Price is trying to form a chart pattern here, which is more like a inverse head and shoulder. Okay, inverse head and shoulder, guys. So yeah, price has already done that already, and I think price still want to retest this area, this zone again. Price wishes to test this zone again, and then the proper push to the upside on AUDUSD is going to start from there. So that's it for this week, guys. Do well to mark out these levels on your PC and take good opportunity to also take trades off and only of these areas. And if you love the way that we analyze and you see the consistency in what we do and you want to trade just like we do, just join our free Telegram community. From there you could contact me on the group, and then we could give you either of our services. Then also you can also follow me on Twitter at admire_fx. You can follow me on Twitter at admire_fx. There I also share Forex educational content on Twitter, and which can also help you guys. Please do well to smash the subscribe button, like, share, and share our content, because that's the only way. Okay, you could also help us continue doing the good things like so, in which we are doing for the community. Okay, like you guys can see, some signals and stuff, educational nuggets were being dropped there. All right, so we are trying to hit up to 2,000 subscribers, so this can only be achievable with you guys through sharing our content and smashing that like button and dropping some comment on the comment section. So without further ado, see you guys on the other side, and always remember to do what? To plan your trade and trade your plans.